Hey, Push the Run Nation, Dr. Dave here. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the ASICS Trabuco Max 2. Here we go. All right, I've put on over 100 miles, actually about 123 miles on this shoe over the past roughly 2 months that have been trying this out. Now, I want to go over what I believe to be the 10 big points on this shoe that make this one of the highest rated trail running shoes on the market today. Number one, the midsole on the Trabuco Max 2 is fully made of ASICS Flight Foam Blast Plus. This is the same foam as in the Nova Blast line. However, by feel, the Nova Blast feels a little bit softer than the Trabuco. So let's put it to the test. I have my Shore C durometer, which is the industry standard for testing softness or hardness in rubber. So, and see what, find a good spot here, 38, 37, 25 to 30 up front here. So we're looking at anywhere between 35 and 40 on the Trabuco. Let's just check out the Nova Blast here. Up top is 30, 29, midfoot 20. So one of the softest shoes on the market right here. But even though it's the same foam, same thing in some of the Nike shoes, the Alpha Fly, Vaporfly with the Zoom X foam, totally different Zoom X foam that's in the new Nike Zagama trail shoe. It says Zoom X, but it's a lot firmer on the trail shoe. So we've got 30 to 40 as far as durometer. With this much stack height, you're going to be looking at using this shoe. It's great if you're in a rocky or trail that has a lot of roots, that type. If you're going long distance, have bad knees, hips, the softer cushioning is going to help you in the long run. Let's go on to number 2. So on the Trabuco Max, one of the big items that was changed was the width of the sole. So let's check that out to see what ASICS is talking about, because that's one of the selling points they have on the website and write up. Same with Running Warehouse, Roadrunner Sport, that talk about the width of the shoe. So let's see what the heel is at the base. And I have 3.74 inches, the forefoot 4.7 inches. If you're a taller runner, that's where that becomes a little bit more important, when you're needing a little bit more width on the base of the shoe to give you that stability and support. Number 3 is ASICS calling their shape on the outsole a rockered sole. But you don't have very much rock up on the heel. You do on the forefoot, and where that's going to be coming into play is when you're going uphill and up in your toes. That's when you want a higher rocker. So if you're doing races, trail races, ultra marathons, where there's a lot of elevation, steep climbs, you're going to be up on your forefoot and toes a lot more. That's when you're going to be looking for a shoe with a steeper rocker. Still, one of the big pluses, that rockered outsole is also going to add to your running economy, giving you a better toe off, better landing. Next, we're going to go underneath. 4.5 millimeter lug height, made from ASICS patented grip rubber, one of the grippiest rubbers on the market. See a lot of the shoes going with Goodyear or Continental rubber. The lugs are far enough apart where you're not going to be getting caked on dirt or mud or rocks in between the lugs. So that's the importance of your spacing or width between the lugs, is whether you're going to be trapping debris, sticks, stones, mud, dirt into that sole. The longer your lugs, closer they are, you're going to run a greater risk of getting a lot of caked debris on there. So something you want to think about, depending on the type of surface you're running on, and if you're, again, going on a lot of elevation, you want a little bit longer lug length. Number 5, let's move on to the upper. ASICS is calling this the Jacquard upper. Has 50% recycled material in it, extremely breathable. So if you're running in a hot climate, I live in the south in the United States, South Carolina, it's going to get very hot and humid in the summertime. A breathable upper is what I'm going to be looking for. However, the drawback to that is because of the perforated upper material, that's also going to let in a lot of debris. Around where I live, there's a lot of sandy trails, so this lets in a lot of sand. I've already worn this probably for 2 or 3 20-plus mile trail runs on my local state park, which is called the Sandhills area. For the reason the trails are extremely fine sand, and with this shoe, without wearing a gaiter, a lot of that sand's going right in. So if you're wearing this shoe on a sandy or dusty dirt type trail, you want to make sure you're wearing a gaiter. And speaking of that, it has the front clip here, metal clip. Some shoe companies have a webbing material on there to clip the front of a gaiter on, and on the heel has the hook and lock or Velcro material to hook the bottom back of the gaiter on. So another added feature. This year, and last year too, seeing a lot of the shoe companies coming out with those 2 items, the front clip and the Velcro on the heel for gaiters. Let's stay at the upper on the toe box. This has a semi-hardened material on the toe box or toe cup for toe guard. So if you're running on a rooty or rocky trail and you accidentally kick one of them, that's going to give you some protection, but I'll tell you, it's not that strong. Number 7, we're going to look at weight. ASICS in, I believe, a men's size 9 are putting this at 10.8 ounces. I have a men's size 11.5, which I wear US size. So let's check out the weight. And we have 12.3 ounces US. Let's change that over. And we have 351 grams. So a little bit of weight to the shoe, but it certainly doesn't feel that heavy. As far as an offset with the Trabuco Max 2, ASICS is saying there's a 5mm offset. Already know from, and I had to look around, most of the review websites usually say specifically what the millimeter stack height is on the heel and the forefoot, but that's hard to find for this shoe. So exact measurements, I'm not sure. But in one area that I thought I saw, this was around 35 to 38 millimeters, if not north of 40. So we're at the upper max, we'll say, for trail shoes on both forefoot and on the heel. So lastly, of the important points is the Sockliner. It is what looks like your normal Sockliner, but the ASICS is made from the company Ortholite, which makes insoles or Sockliners for over 400 different brands, making them the largest manufacturer of Sockliners in the world. Some of them are better than others. Their big benefit is that they're very contoured to the foot, where It's going to really hold your foot in there. A lot of Sockliners are just flat foam rubber material that you just pop in the shoe or it's glued down. These are removable in case you have your own favorite type of Sockliner that you use, but this is a pretty good thickness and very contoured to the foot. So that adds to your comfort and going the long haul. Lastly, let's talk about what the shoe is best used for. If you are running any length of trail run, this will be a great shoe for you. If it's shorter than ultra marathon, unless you're running on very rocky terrain, you might want to look for a little bit lighter trail shoe with not as much stack height. Obviously, you don't need anything this large if you're running a 5K, 10K, 10-miler, even on the trails. Unless you're just going to be trudging along, if you're a little bit heavier runner, taller runner, then this would maybe suffice you. Ultra marathon distance, definitely, of any length, up to stage races and multi-day. This is going to be a great shoe for you. On most websites, US, this is going to be $149.99. Got a link down in the description for Roadrunner Sports. Can check it out on there. Just know that if you buy through that link, I will receive a little affiliate commission from Roadrunner Sports. I bought this shoe with my own money, wasn't provided to me. That's the ASICS Trabuco Max 2. Great shoe. I've put a lot of miles on it so far, so I know I can talk about it and pass that on to you. This is Dr. Dave for Push the Run Nation. I'll see you out in the trails, roads, and streets. Keep running.